Sit back and take a ride. Pink panties coming to your life. Sisters coming to your life. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Come on, let's ride. Yeah. Sisters, we the family. Love, Crystal and TT. Yeah. Fallon, that's me. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Alright. Yeah. Come on, let's ride.
I'm Fallon.
I'm Crystal.
I'm Christina.
And we're Pink Panties. Today on our show, we have a very special guest, our cousin, Chris. We're just talking about life and some possible, childhood trauma and growing up the way that we did and how it impacts you as an adult. Let's get into it.
My son, mama, really put that in my head. I'm like, so when we broke up, I'm like, you know what? My son, mama got a DNA test at the hospital. You know what? It's time for me. I picked my daughter up. We went and got the DNA test. That shit came back 0%.
Damn.
I still got it in my emails.
I know you want to kill her.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, shit. I spit one time on a motherfucker for calling me a slave in northern Michigan. My daddy beat my ass because I beat up the white boy so bad. But he beat my ass because he said that is the most disrespectful thing you can do is spit on someone. And I seen her probably a year after, and I wanted to spit on that bitch. Because I was going through therapy and shit. I'm like, man. Because before then, I pulled up over at Henderson, and her baby daddy, with the child that she got now, the little boy, came. I'm like, bro, this ain't got shit to do with you, but it can. You got it. Yeah, I definitely got a gun on me. What's up? I'm not with none of that fuck shit, none of that talking right now. I done took care of it. Because I think in my head, what if I would have got that DNA test when I was 21? I probably wouldn't have stayed in Evansville.
Right.
Because I was on the verge of graduating college.
Yeah.
So, my mom understands. She was like, and then me and my mom recently, we have a love-hate relationship because Namaya still calls her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still have a policy set up for Namaya. It's not for more than my son, but it's for she got $5,000 coming towards her regardless. So it's like, I'm never not going to be that type of motherfucker because at the end of the day, I always thought you was my daughter. It's just, I had to separate myself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And people be looking at me like, how did you, I ain't know about no how, it's, she around here calling me the fuck nigga and a fuck baby daddy and all this extra shit. But bitch, you was around here knowing who the fuck the baby. And when my mama told me that day, when I called her and told her that was my child, she like, son, I'm gonna tell you something. Bitches know who they fuck raw.
I mean, yeah.
She was like, just put that in your head from here on out. Women know who they fuck raw. And if they don't, they just a nasty bitch.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
So when I put that in my head and I told my mama, my mama and Namaya still have a good relationship. They do. Yeah. And my best friend helped me realize, I can't be mad at that.
Yeah. Right. I mean, she was in all y'all's lives for years.
I truly was upset because I was like, I really was, because it's like, you don't call and check on your real grandsons. And she's like, is it for me? I'm 60 years old. Is it for me? They got my number. They could call me. And when she said it like that, I'm like, damn, you make some sense. You make some sense. Because, shit, my son got an iPad and an iPhone at 4 years old. My nephew, 12 years old, he got an iPhone and an iPad. If they want to call and check on their grandma, they can. Namaya calls and still talks to my mama like it's her grandmama. Yeah. And I can't be... It took literally last year for me to get over it, because I'm like, I feel some type of way still, mom.
Well, love is love,
even
if it's coming from blood,
you can't stop loving a child. That's too hard.
And she was like, but how can you feel some? I'm like, because that bitch put me through 8 years.
But she did, not the child.
Right, that's the difference. That's what you really got to separate.
And both, all three of y'all, fuck y'all right now. Okay?
I understand your pain, but
when
you're
right, you're right, goddamn. Y'all right. Shit, you right. It was her.
You can be mad at her all you want to.
She was like, I don't pick up the phone for Dominique. I pick up the phone for Namaya.
Yeah.
You know, I called my mom by her government name when she seen me. I said, okay, Tamara, Andrea, okay. She said, when I see you, I'm smacking the shit out of you. I hope you know that. Love your mama. I'll take it, but okay, Tamara. So now I understand it. I can't be upset. I just got to bring my son around my mama more. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, my lease is up in July. I'm taking my son out for the first time in July to be around all the baby cousins in Chicago. All the baby. All of them. All of them. And then I plan on flying out to Vegas to visit y'all. So it's like, it's that time. Like, shit, my son's 4. And when I get my CDLs, me and his son, mama talked. I was like, my lease is up in July. All the shit that I got, I'm giving away. She was like, you for real? I'm giving away. I want to save up the next 2 or 3 years, and I want to see 6 figures in my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
I have a different perspective on life, on what I want for my son and what I want for me. I was like,
you got to have them goals that you set for yourself.
I told her, I was like, when my son turned 8 or 9, wherever you at, I'm going to move close to, and I'm going to grab me a little crib or apartment or a condo or a house, and I'm going to drive local. But right now, I just want to be over the road and make as much money as I can possible for me and my son. Because we go to court next month for joint custody and child support. And it's like, I had to call her like, what am I doing wrong? She was just like, I'm like, I'm late on maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. Come on now, don't you trying to let the white folks in our business?
Right.
And I had to keep it real with her. Can you pass the drug test? Because I can. Do you want them white folks in our business like that? Because I can. I can pass a hair follicle and a blood. I just passed for EPD. My blood, my hair, and my urine came back negative. So do you want to go about that route? She was like, do you want to go about that route? Because once that means they finna come over here and take pictures of my cabinets, his room, his clothes.
Everything.
I be FaceTiming, my son be FaceTiming me, and you got clothes in the living room. And I understand, you work 40 hours, but do you want to take it down that route?
Right.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. Because when child services come through and they see clothes in the living room and clothes they're going to look at that as neglect.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to do? And I don't think she's sweet. You let the white folks in our business by putting child support on me.
Right.
So how you want to play it? She was like, Christopher. I ain't trying to hear that Christopher shit right now. All you got to do is go downtown and say, nah.
Right.
Nah. I'm not no bad father or nothing like that. I might be late on a payment once or twice a month for his private school, but like I told her, kids really don't develop their brain and shit till like for real middle school. So why don't you allow him to go to school with other black people? You got him going to this and I went to an all-white school. My mama tell y'all, I fought from 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade every fucking year. And I felt some type of way. My brother was okay with white people saying nigga, not me. We fighting. My mama straight come up there from her job. Do I need to get the NAACP involved? Because you talking about suspending my son for half a year, but only giving him in-school suspension. I think I need to get the NAACP involved and let them know what type of shenanigans y'all running up here in Petoskey, Michigan. That's why I can't fuck with a white woman, because I have not met no white woman that's like my mama. It's hard, like for real, like
it ain't.
Like people be like talking about, like when I used to be in high school, my mom pick up the phone, they be like, bro, your mom black. No, my mom's white. Like, and I've realized, like, shit, my mom been around so many black people that she for real is a nigga. Like, it's a nigga. Like, she's black. And I'd be like, damn, like, mom, like you. And now I'm trying to like restore her relationship with her mama. Cause like my mom goes to church every Sunday and she goes to church every Wednesday. I'm like, how can you be forgiven if you're not forgiving your mom? Mm-hmm. Like, make this shit make sense to me in my head. Like, your brother is a millionaire. Your sister is a quarter to a half a millionaire. And you don't want to talk to your mama because she put us out. When I talked to my grandma, she put us out because my grandmama found coke and crack from my daddy. That's the shit that my mama don't want to tell the family. And I get mad at my mama. It's like, how you gonna get mad at your mama for being upset for finding drugs in her house? Yeah. First of all, a man that shouldn't even be living with his kids and their mama.
So he talked about the DNA of his former daughter, someone that they thought was his daughter. He got the DNA test for her when she was 8. Yeah. So he thought for 8 years. I could not. That is 7 or 8. 7 or 8 years that he thought this was my daughter. What do you think? Do you think there should be some? Because I mean, at this point, there's either 2 types of losses. If you've been on child support, a financial loss, and then 2, which is the most important, is the emotional loss, which you really can't do anything about that. So, you know, there's no real way to make somebody pay for an emotional loss. But if there was a way to make somebody pay, yes.
Right. That's my answer too.
Only, and it's not anything against her because she might not have known.
I was going to say, does the circumstances depend? Like, what if you?
I don't think that the circumstances depend. I think you're still in the wrong, absolutely. Regardless, yes.
My thing is, you know, if you slept with 2 people,
exactly. You should have said in the beginning.
I don't know.
Might not be yours.
Yeah. I think regardless, because of the fact that you know
what
I mean, that you slept with 2 different people, right? And so to put somebody through
2 people, it's not with your kid
and
this guy. I can care less about the guy. It's the child that is affected by this whole thing. Yeah. Not only does she lose trust in her mom, but now I lost my daddy, right? Like, and not just my daddy. I lost my daddy's whole family.
My dad, my grandma.
You have to think about that before they get older. Like, and then thank God Tammy's not, you know, that ain't my granddaughter, you know, because now I lost my grandma too.
Right.
Like, that just breaks my heart.
I think that as the mother, if you put somebody on child support and that's not their child, then you need to pay them back everything that they've paid you.
That's my next question.
Absolutely.
There should be a way to do that, like, especially if you find out. I don't know why you can't. Why is there not a DNA test before child support even?
I think it depends on what you say when you do the child support thing.
I think it also depends on the dad. If the dad is like, well, I don't even know if that's mine.
It should be. If I'm putting you on child support, we're requiring you to make it.
And then you pay for it. If this is your daughter and you don't think it is,
you pay for the test.
You pay for it.
Yeah. I feel like, or maybe states are different because I took a DNA test for Jahari. And I feel like...
I thought that was because he was in the military.
I don't know if it was because of the military or because we weren't married or... I don't know what it was, but right, it should be some type of... Maybe if you're going on government benefits, we have to get this DNA in order. Because in 8 years, going on thinking that... Imagine if that was 18 years.
And that happens sometimes.
That happens. That does. I be seeing paternity court all the time. Yeah. Like, you 32 years old and you've been thinking that this has been your dad for your whole life. That's crazy. Oh man, and the responses that the women be having, it'd be so. And I know it's a defense mechanism for them because they feel bad, but it'd be sounding so heartless.
How could you not care? Like, it just, I don't know.
Or, I mean, if you knew that you slept with so many people in this short amount of time, you didn't, sideswipe the DNA? Like, let me just find out on my own.
Let me get a hair sample. Or do that. Like, I wonder if she knew ahead of time.
I mean, I don't understand as a woman how you sleep with a stranger unprotected. But even if you do,
I don't understand as a woman how you don't know. Period.
And maybe because condoms are not 100%, maybe she slept with one person unprotected and one person protected, and she thought
You still know that you slept with 2 people.
I'm just trying to give somebody the benefit of the doubt
So
because I
that's
don't
my
understand.
thing is that regardless if you sleep with more than one person and you get pregnant, then it could be either person, regardless. So that's what I don't understand is.
Yeah.
I wonder how you feel as a man. Like, if I'm pregnant as a woman, I know this is my baby.
Right.
1000%. I know that this
no
is my
ifs,
baby.
ands, or buts about it.
So even as a man, like, I wonder, like,
How are they feeling?
right? Like, do you always feel that? What if it's not?
I mean, I think if it's like your husband,
But even if so,
Then-
even if it's
they
still your
cheated
husband,
on.
I mean, yeah, but I think
you
it's,
100% don't know until you take the test.
I think it's less of a chance.
You know, I wonder, because you say that, if Terrence would have asked me for a DNA test, I probably would have been ready to kill him.
Because as a woman, you are offended. When Darrell asked me, I was offended. But looking back now, like, I get it.
I get it now.
But
I get it,
I
absolutely.
think
But
because as a woman, it's like
How
I know
dare
if I
you.
slept with more than one person.
Right.
But then, I mean, those that be on
get
board
it.
be like, I am 1,000%.
Right.
And then
You are
10
not the father.
baby daddies later, it's
Right.
like, you did not have just one person. You had 8 other possibilities.
I mean, Terrence, you know those your kids, they look like you.
For me, the thing that makes it even more nasty, and this is just my opinion, but there's such a short window of time
It's a
for
short
you to get,
window.
to get
So
pregnant.
you slept with this many people
in this short of time.
unprotected.
I'm gonna need you to go get STD checked.
Because that would be the first concern that I'm thinking about. The STD's not even a baby. Like,
I'm gonna need you to go get checked out. That's my very first thought.
And then, obviously, you've done this before, or you continue to do it because you just acted like it was nothing.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, that's.
I just feel so bad for the baby.
Yeah, because I mean,
I still live one who
That's
loses.
who- that's who really loses.
Really, but bad for both of them because
you as the
I mean, he's
man,
an adult.
of course,
That's why I
that
don't
aff-
know. I
you
feel bad
let
for
you
you.
to
Yes.
love this child.
yeah, that
and-
affects you going forward.
Absolutely. Because how do you trust somebody?
Absolutely.
Because I could.
8 years. And I think when he got the DNA test on a whim, like, it wasn't like he thought that the baby wasn't his.
Right, he got it because his first.
Right, like,
Second
okay, well,
baby.
let me just, like, oh my goodness, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking.
Only the
it
fact-
gives the
You're not
good
even-
women, I guess.
You're not even woman enough to come out and say something
That
to
there's
somebody.
a-
There's a possibility.
Like, you have, in that instance, because it becomes, okay, we now have a child involved, you have to put your feelings aside and just be.
You have to.
Like, let me let you know.
Look, man.
Even if we break up after
Look,
this.
man, I was going through my whole phase. I was
My whole
foolish at the time.
the real crazy thing is y'all did break up, and then you started bashing him on top of that.
Right.
Like,
when you knew that
when
there
you
was a
knew.
possibility.
When you knew.
No, that's what makes it
You
all
mad.
the worst.
Telling him he not being a good dad. And he not even a dad. You didn't even want to be a good mom. And be
seriously.
honest.
If my mama did, man, I'd slap Dee and Cleve.
I'm telling you, I be hearing stories on maternity court all the time, and it'd be like grown women and their grown mothers who just seem so heartless. And again, you can tell it's a defense mechanism, but they're just like, you know, like just have no remorse for what they put their kids
She
through
don't need some therapy.
all of these years.
I hope she gets it. She's such a beautiful little girl.
Well, the mama don't even know. Like, 2 people that been tested, and it's been 35 years. She like, I don't know who it was back then.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Like, to go through your whole life without knowing possibly who your parents are. Sit back and take a ride. Take a ride. Pink pennies coming to your life. To your life. Sisters coming to your life. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Come on. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Yeah. Sisters, we the family. Love Crystal and TT. Yeah. Fallon, that's me. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Alright. Yeah. Come on. Let's ride.